We spoke earlier about one category of activity that states undertake, which could broadly be described as protectionist activity, in terms of keeping some things out of their states. But there's a second category as well, which deals a little bit with the outflows, at least allegedly, of some of the income to which the state would like to take a bite. Can we talk a little bit about that and how you characterize it and how you try to attack it?
Yes. So in today's economy, as I said, there's a lot of states that are introducing different kinds of proposals across the country. I first want to talk about some of the factors that are driving an uptick in all of this activity and an uptick in proposals that would have a unique impact to U.S. subsidiaries. The first are all these headlines that folks read every single day in their state and local newspapers. Headlines about perceived abuses of multinational corporations shifting income. Headlines about inversions. The second factor that is driving a lot of uptick in this activity are budget shortfalls across the country. So, for example, oil prices plummeting have led to less tax revenue in states like Louisiana. Now that state needs to raise revenue. And the third factor that's really driving a lot of this activity is the perception that the federal government, U.S. Congress, is completely gridlocked and is unable to solve legislative solutions. So states really need to take matters into their own hands. And from those factors, you go into the pot and you steal up some policy solutions that attempt to address a lot of these perceived abuses of multinational corporations, a few multinational corporations, shifting income and evading taxes. And one of the policies that really has become the 2015 trend this year is these tax haven policies. Tax haven policies are when a state labels specific countries as tax havens and then would impose punitive taxation to any firm operating in those countries. So think about it like this. A state is essentially enacting its own fiscal foreign policy. It deems you Luxembourg, you Cayman Islands, you Switzerland, you Netherlands, you Ireland as bad actors. And because you make this list of tax havens, regardless of who is operating there, they're making an assumption that you're operating there to avoid taxes.
Sounds as though the perception is some kind of abuse, and therefore the proposed solution is to achieve some kind of fairness. But it sounds as though the truth might actually be to the contrary, which is that the unfairness that results from these policies is the potential double taxation of income earned in these various jurisdictions. Is that correct?
Yes. So let's take Switzerland as an example here. Several states have tried to categorize Switzerland as a tax haven this year: Oregon, Montana, and Massachusetts specifically. So under that regime, under these proposals introduced by these states, companies based in Switzerland or that have any affiliate in Switzerland would now be subject to additional tax in those states on income streams that are already being taxed by that home country. So let's take a company like Nestle, for instance, right? Nestle sells candy bars, Crunch bars across the globe. If they sell a Crunch bar in a 7-Eleven in Oregon, that's generating a royalty. And that U.S. affiliate is paying that royalty back to Switzerland. Now that royalty payment, which is an item of income moving between borders, is already taxed by Switzerland. Now Oregon is saying we can tax that same item of income as well, hence the double taxation. It's even more alarming when you consider that the United States federal government has a tax treaty with Switzerland, meaning the U.S. government is saying we respect that income payment that is moving between the Oregon affiliate and Switzerland, and we're going to ensure that it's only taxed once. So these tax haven proposals would lead to double taxation of income that that the U.S. government is unable to tax because of tax treaties.